What is up, you guys? I'm Sinegugu Hlengane. Welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, it is a Q&A all about working on a ship, the lifestyle, and. Now, I can only answer a certain amount of questions, of course, and I really don't want this video to be long-winded. So I'll only answer mainly based on my department, because I don't know much about all the other departments, but the rest of it will be general. Now, if you hear background noise, please excuse. That is my family. I can't do anything about it, and we can all just live with it. And guys, like, I'm still working on a background, but like, it's fine. We're here. We're dealing with this. We're working with this. It's where we're at. So, guys, that is literally like the second or third time I'm being disturbed while recording this video. I'm so tired. So anyway, some of the questions, if I keep looking at this phone, it's because I'm reading some of the other questions I have written down or typed down. Now, I'm not going to start with these because these are like HR department and like working in whatever services it's called, guest services. So anyway, yeah. One of the first questions is asked, do you pay for your own documentation? Documentation, yes. All of it is charged to you. The only one that the company will cover is your visa application, and only once you actually get there. So they will cover for your visa, which is $160, aka 2,400 and something rands. Now, it sounds crazy that $160 is 2,000, pretty much 500 rand, but it is. And the whatever the people who make the visa are called also state that it is $160 or 2,400 and something. Another one, but for your flights, they do pay for your flights, but only if you live in like a place that has the airport that flies to different countries. So if yours is a national or like a local port, unfortunately, it will not charge for you. For example, mine, like in East London to Johannesburg, they don't pay for that flight, but they pay from Johannesburg to America. Now, also don't expect them to take the quickest route there, because sometimes the quickest route means more money. So they'll make you take like the long-winded, boring ass trip, which might take you like 2 days. Like, for example, mine took me from Johannesburg to Ghana. Don't know why I was in Ghana, but for like 2 hours I think I was in Ghana. So Johannesburg to Ghana, Ghana to Washington if I'm not mistaken, and Washington to Charleston, which is when we used to still port in Charleston, in Florida if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that was what I did when I first came. And then when I left after like the hurricane and stuff, and we eventually had to like keep changing my routes. Guys, look at, but anyway, yeah, I went from Orlando because that's where we that was the emergency port that we had to use. We went from Orlando, Florida, sorry, to, I can't remember. Might have been Washington, and then I went to Germany. Then from Germany, I went to Joburg, and then Joburg, East London, and but from Johannesburg to East London, I had to book that flight again for myself because they only take you to the closest international airport. So aside from that, they won't really pay for anything else. So be ready for that financial cost. Now, honestly, like living conditions, guys, I'm pretty sure I already made a video of what the room looks like. Now, of course, with each department, the room will vary. And unfortunately, there is a hierarchy when it comes to ship life. I don't know if all ships have it, but in Carnival, there is a hierarchy. So, for example, if you are a galley steward, which means you're working like in the kitchen and doing the cleaning and you're going to have a room on like the lower floor of the ship. And those, they're all sharing. I mean, a lot of us are sharing. I was sharing as well, irregardless of my department. But because I was not in a position of management or whatever, I didn't have a single room. The most favorable department is if you are in the playlist cast. Now, playlist and musicians, dancers, singers, all those things usually have their own rooms. But if you're not there, you're going to be sharing. And I did make a video on a room tour or a cabin room tour of what my room looked like in a ship. And thank you guys for those views. It's been doing pretty decent. So I could either just link it down, or you guys can just scroll down below and you will see that the rooms are tiny and you're expected to live in this room, do everything in this room, shower in this room. I mean, which is quite good because at least you're not having like a common shower, whatever, bathroom. Because like I said, in like the like lower ranks, which personally I hate that, but there is a lower rank situation whereby all the rooms are there and they just have a sink in their room. Some don't even have a sink, and you walk down the passage and then there will be a common bathroom with like bathroom stalls and showers and then in terms of salary, salary again differs with each department and each position within those departments. Mine was $1,500 or $600, somewhere there. So in rands, I really don't feel like doing the maths, and I don't know how much it is. So I mean, it's not okay. I'm saying that it's not a great amount of money in terms of depending on what it is that you need to do. Also, in America, the cost of living, no lies, is high. You're going to be out here catching a 500ml bottle of water being like $4 or $5, which is high key to me stupid, because that $3 to $5 is like me paying 100 rand for a bottle of 500ml water. Like, do you like understand like what I'm saying? So there's a lot of money that you could have saved buying regular things, but you also catch that you do need to get water, because ship water is not nice unless you buy from like the bar and whatnot. But there are perks to buying from the bar, but depending on which bar are you buying from. If you're buying from like the main floors and those are like guest bars, you will be charged the guest price. But if you go down to the crew bar and then you buy from there, you will be charged a crew price with a crew discount. So for example, I used to buy 4 bottles of water for about $3 or $4. Was it 3 or 4 bottles of water? Something like that. I think it was 4 bottles of water for about $3 to $4, instead of being upstairs at the guest areas, and I would buy 3 bottles of water for like $10. Like, money, sis, is very important. So yeah. And then what was the other question that people asked? Oh, okay, like how did I get the job? Guys, I literally made a whole video about this. Wow. I literally made like a whole video about this, though, honestly, like addressing like how it is that I actually got the job, what documentation I had to get, what paperwork I had to do, and I'll link it down below and I'll just go through it briefly, to be honest. So you need to have a valid passport, at least 1 to 2 years on that passport that are still valid. And then once that is sorted, you need to do your medical checks. Your medicals are going to cost you 5,000-6,000 rand. Okay. And I think it's valid for about 2 to 3 years. I used to think that it was 5 years, but apparently it's 2 to 3 years. So, and you need to get like every single thing checked. Like, it's very invasive. It's in your face. It's a lot. And then once you get those medicals, you don't send it to them, but you take it with you, and then they'll scan a few of those pages. And then the rest of like the very personal stuff is your business. The company doesn't want to necessarily know about it, but the doctor needs to know, and then alert the company if something is wrong or whatever. And then yeah, but also depending on each department, you will have slightly different tests that will be required. And then what else do you need? Passport or visa, medicals, police clearance. So just make sure, like, no matter what you do, just start with that. The police clearance costs about 144 rand, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 144 or 114? One of the two though. And yeah, because it takes long. And in South Africa, our police system is a joke, my darling, a joke. So yeah. Aside from that, visa, police clearance, passport, medicals. If you have any qualifications, you might want to send those. And of course, each qualification will be respective of the department you are trying to apply for. Also, make sure that you do have some sort of experience in what you're doing. If you don't have experience, have a certificate, something to prove that you've done what you're doing before. You know what I mean? So I actually helped a girl. I just forgot her name now. Also, I wouldn't disclose her name. That's just like private conversations between me and her. And I was helping her get the job and whatnot. And yeah, like just seeing like answering basic questions for her, you know what I mean? But also, guys, make sure that like when you do the like Skype chat with the person, don't ask them basic questions that you could have Googled yourself, because then that just shows them that you saying you're so interested and motivated and want to work for this company is a lie, because you've done no research on them. And just give them something to talk about. Now also with Carnival, I don't know about like the other ships, or maybe it's just with the guy that I had and with the girl that she had been talking to as well, because she also told me how her experience went. Well, sorry, I just got distracted by something in the mirror. So I mean in the window. So yeah, but like she told me like how like her like conversation went with the person, and it's not the most formal, to be honest, but it's more like just getting to know you and getting you to just be relaxed and answering basic questions. Most of it will just be like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day? So you say that like you've been to America. Where did you go? Tell me about that. Like with me, like this guy just started going on telling me about his children, about his family vacation, about anything, to be honest. And then like this girl was telling me how the girl said, oh yeah, like she actually had been to Pretoria, and how like they're both from like a common place. They used to work in like similar fields and all that. So you see. But guys, like honestly, in ship business, there's a lot of room for like growth and savings, like opportunities, you know. Don't expect to get a big chunk of money if your experience is very little, if you're applying for a department that's not as popular amongst the guests, right? Now, I think your salary is very much determined by like how popular the guests feel that you are, how popular you are to the guest rather. So, for example, a galley steward is not popular to the guests. A lot of them never meet guests except for when they walk out and when they walk in. Room service as well barely meets guests. They just come in, knock knock, room service, here's your pizza, here's your food, here's whatever, here's your like notice, and that's it. But now with us in the like entertainment, we work with guests a lot. Like every single day is literally working with guests, and we're there like we have to literally like have conversations with them. And at times it's quite tiring because a lot of them cuss you out for no damn reason. And you like, somebody finna catch hands, but it's like, we cool. Because, but guys, was the experience worth it? I feel like it definitely was. Just make sure you are doing it for all the right reasons. Because if you're doing it for just the traveling, you will eventually get tired of going to the same ports like every week. You know what I mean? Depending on also like how short the cruise is. So if you go on like a ship that's a 3-day cruise, you're gonna get bored real quick, because you guys pretty much spend a sea day, a port sea day, and then you're back home. Like, that's boring, to be honest, in my opinion. But after your first contract, on the second one, you can then choose a ship, and it's much better, because on the first contract, you honestly, unfortunately, don't get to choose what ship you go to. I know that like longer cruises are a lot nicer because you actually get to like familiarize with like the different guests. Like to me personally, like I'd say from like 5 to 7 day, 8 day cruises are a lot nicer than 3 to 4 day cruises. Because also like the like group of people and like the crowd are a tad bit more refined and respectful, because I've worked with a cruise that was 4 days and a cruise that was 7 days. Very different people, okay? And especially during lower season. No, I mean higher season rather. High season is when there's like everyone is on holiday, like the like American summer. And that's when a lot of people are just out and cruising, all the kids are out. A lot of the kids on the 7 day cruises are a lot nicer, respectful, like they just have their manners together. Versus a 3 day cruise and a 4 day cruise, girl, just get prepared to get cussed out, okay? And just get prepared to have people being mad at you for reasons you don't even know. You know what I mean? People getting mad at you because their TV just turned off, or getting mad at you because there's a storm. I'm like, ask God maybe, like singena pisonke, like as a matter of fact. But yeah, like make sure you have like certain experiences, honestly. I mean, I still have gonna read these questions, but these are honestly just HR department questions, guys. Like, for example, okay, if you want to work with guest services or like HR, no, not HR, more like guest services and all that stuff, they're going to ask you things like, what is the biggest and most recent complaint you've had to deal with? And what did you learn from it? And like, how did you deal with it? They'll ask you, why do you want to move from your hometown? What is your hotel experience? What's your favorite thing about working for each hotel that you've worked with? Now, of course, hotel is like a neutral term. You could either have worked for a B&B, you could have just worked for anything that like involves people, okay? You could have even worked for a bank for all I care. But like as long as you are aware of customer service and how it works, then cool. And lastly, why are you choosing to work for Carnival and not its competitors? So just get prepared to get asked those questions, you know what I mean? And like if you want to work for children, like why do you like children? Have you worked with a large group of children? Because guys, never expect on any day to work with less than 50 children. If you do work with less than 50 children, raise your hands, because that shift you are going to be chilling, okay? I've had a shift where there were like 70 kids in one room and 2 of us on the floor. And dala what you must, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm from South Africa. I'm used to like a big classroom valley. But if the space is very confined and the kids are expected to be doing different activities and all that, and like age-wise, it ranges from like 6 to 11 in one room, it can get a bit crazy, because 6 to 8 you can still deal with, you know what I mean, as one group. And then 9 to 11 you can. So of which then sometimes they do break up the groups like that, 6 to 8 and 9 to 11s, and then 2 to 5s. So it's helpful in that manner. Aside from that, if you're gonna be a dancer, you need to have possibly like professional training, and you need to be very physically fit. You need to have experience working with a group, working solo, working in a duet. You need to know how to sing, like a basic form of singing, because sometimes you will get singer dancers, then sometimes you will get dancer singers. So you need to have a basic form of singing at least. And then the singer dancers will be the ones who've got a good voice and some sort of training in dancing. And then at least they can be like the lead singers, and then the dancer singers, like the dancers, will be like the backup singers, and then the singers will be the lead singers. And. So yeah. And then what is that? Okay. Sorry, like I feel like I just keep finding it's like a broken metal thing, but it looked like something that's about to like attack me. Anyway, yeah guys, but I mean honestly, like And guys, this is the last time, like I said, I will be answering any ship questions because it's just getting long-winded now. And people keep asking, keep getting in my DMs. Also, guys, if there's certain questions you need to ask, please Google before expecting me to be Google for you. Because I've had people asking me questions that I've actually had to go and Google just to give them a response, which is not fair, guys. You know what I mean? That's like telling Mihlali to give you contacts to all of her brand sponsors. I say bins, and it's just not fair. You know what I mean? I'll help you here and there. I'll tell you how to get through, but I'm not gonna give you contacts. So I'll give you guys basic questions and answers, but I'm not gonna do the like application process for you. You know, everything you need to know is on the website. I've linked them before. I will link them again. I've linked them in so many videos while I was still working on the shop. I will link them again on how to like look for like jobs on the like website, and also just the like main website. Okay, so guys, do that. Look up different ships, decide where you want to go, which countries you want to visit, and yeah, if you're lucky, choose the longer cruises, because that means a lot more ports that you get to visit, and you know, it's gonna be popping. It's gonna be a good time. Anyway, guys, from my heart to yours, this video is way too long, 22 minutes. My heart to yours, nothing but love and light and the love of God. Continue to subscribe, continue to comment, continue to like, continue to share, and thank you guys. My Instagram is growing. I'm at 1,600 right now. The goal is to get 3,000 by the end of the year. If I can get 2, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, but now can we just get my YouTube to catch up, because like wish. But yeah, yo guys, like I was just watching Mihlali in at the YouTube Black. I wanted to gouge my eyes out because I felt like crying that like I'm not there, and like the reality is that I'm nowhere near there. Mihlali has like 100, almost 200 and something thousand followers on YouTube. Dinanga Pimna, like a little bit less than 500. Like, it's a long way to go. Anyway, guys, I'm hoping I will get there eventually, soon, someday. But I need y'all to help me promote. Guys, I appreciate y'all hyping me up. I appreciate y'all doing all that. But guys, can you share my links? Can you share the videos? Can you tell your friends to subscribe the same way that y'all be telling Mihlali's people to subscribe? I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, my heart to yours. Nothing but love and light and the love of God. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.